Dad? 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 A father writes, my 15-year-old son used to have a conflict. He fell for a girl who is his cousin, distant cousin, not too close, and the extended family is strongly against this. He did his own research and told us that it was okay. Ever since then, a year ago, he almost stopped talking to us. He just goes to his room after school and only comes out when he's hungry. I take him to school every day, but we don't talk. I want to talk to him, but it feels odd. What can I do? Okay, so that's a very interesting question. His cousin, huh? Did his own research, said it was okay. I remember my own cousin. Then there was my other cousin. Wow. You know, it's very common for boys to fall in love with their cousins. Listen, I understand your point of view. I mean, you're against it. Obviously, the whole family's against it. I mean, really. Of all the relatives, of all the families in all the world, he had to walk in with his cousin. Humphrey Bogart. Casablanca? Look it up later. Okay, so this is a big issue, right? Very hot. Your whole family's against it. He feels judged. Well, actually, you probably do judge him. The whole family is judging him. So what's important now is that you have to reestablish the trust, reestablish the communication, open those lines of communication. And here's how you can do it. Follow these steps. So the key is to make emotional deposits with him. This concept comes from Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And sometimes you get withdrawn in another's emotional bank account. And you have to make deposits to get even or to have a positive balance again. That's what's happening with your son. I mean, it was a big withdrawal for you and the family to judge him about his choice of who to date. It probably wounded him deeply. So now what you want to do is do small things that will make big deposits. Buy him his favorite food. Write him a card telling him how proud you are of him. So just do little things that will make positive deposits in his emotional account. Now the second thing you can do is really understand things from his point of view. Really go deep into your thinking and try to see things from his perspective. There's nothing more liberating than to let go of all your preconceived notions and your prejudices and just try and see things from another's point of view. This will help a lot. Now, step 3, set him at ease physically. What I mean by that is just copy his body language. Sit how he sits. If he's sitting like this, you sit like this. If he's slumped over, slump over a little bit. Breathe at the same rate that he's breathing. Try not to look at him directly. Just kind of be there with him comfortably. At a subconscious level, he'll know that you are just like him, and that will set him at ease. I know it sounds kind of funny, but this really works, so give this a try. Now, the next step. This is very important. Check in with him to see if it's okay to talk to him. You see, right now, you've created a sense of trust. You've made some emotional deposits. That's good. You got him to a certain level of comfort. That's good. And now what you want to do is just ask him for permission to have the conversation, the hard conversation. But if he says no, or I'm not really comfortable talking about that, then you have to honor that. Why? Because it's very important that you respect his right not to talk about it if he wants not to talk about it. That, again, is an emotional deposit. And it's no use winning the battle, forcing the conversation, but then losing the war, losing the trust and the open lines of communication. Better to lose this battle and win the war. So the next step, step 5, is simply to tell him what's going to be happening in this conversation. Give him a heads up as to what to expect. Share with him what is your intention in having this conversation. So it could look like, look son, I don't want any drama, I just want to have a quick conversation to get your point of view on this issue. Or you could say something like, look son, I know this is a very sensitive issue, I want you to know that I'm not going to judge you, I just want to understand your perspective. Could we talk about this a little bit? That sets a context, gives him an idea of what this conversation is going to be about, that it's not scary, that you're not going to come down on him, that you're not going to judge him. You're just having a conversation so you can understand him better. He will feel much more at ease knowing what the conversation is going to be about and knowing the context for the conversation. That'll help a lot. Give that a try as well. Finally, step 6, accept all communication. Look, it doesn't matter what he says to you. It doesn't matter whether you agree with him or not. It doesn't matter whether you have a different perspective. The important thing is that he's talking to you now. And you know, he wants to talk to you. He's your son. He's feeling a little bit isolated. He feels like he can't talk to anybody. If you can reestablish that trust, open those lines of communication, show that you're not judging him, show that you're open and accepting to all communication, he will talk to you. He wants to talk to you. Believe me, if you follow these 6 steps, the open lines of communication, the reestablishment of trust with your son, that's going to happen. I guarantee it.